How did Adam, Abraham, and Job know when the Sabbath was? When they lived before the invention of the Gregorian calendar. And there's several reasons for this, so let's go through them. Reason number one is that the Sabbath existed before there was a calendar, before there was a nation. I mean, you read Genesis chapters 1 and 2, and it was already there within the first week. Tied to the first reason is the second reason, and that is that the Sabbath was never based on a calendar anyway. It was based on the original 7-day cycle of creation. And the reason I believe God did that on purpose is this, because there have been many calendar changes throughout history. For example, the Gregorian calendar was changed. It took about 10 days off. Now, does that affect the Sabbath? No, not at all, because the Sabbath, 7 days, sundown Friday to sundown Saturday. So no matter what calendar is being used, no matter what calendar has been changed, the Sabbath is still the 7th day of the week according to the Bible, what we know as sundown Friday to sundown Saturday. How did So how did Adam and Eve know about it? Well, they were there. They were created on day 6. A few hours later, God says, okay, day 6 is now done. Now it's a very special 24-hour period called the Sabbath. And so Adam and Eve were there. They saw God do it. So yes, they knew about it, and given that Exodus 20 says it's part of God's law, they also kept it. Another reason is that the patriarchs had direct revelation from God. Abraham didn't have written scriptures yet, but he was a prophet, so he received visions and dreams and communication from God. I mean, even in Genesis, God says, shall I hide from Abraham what I'm going to do? He says he's going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah because of their sin, but the Bible says sin is a transgression of the law, and it also says that Abraham kept God's commandments. So yes, even Abraham knew about the Sabbath. And another reason, Job lived before Sinai. He, the Bible says, knew about God's law. He knew what the Sabbath was, and he was obedient to God's law. According to Jesus in Mark chapter 2, verses 27 and 28, Jesus specifically states, the Sabbath was made for man. The Greek word there, anthropos, meaning all mankind. And even when God brought Israel out of Egypt, by Exodus 20, he says, remember the Sabbath day. Now, when you remember something, when you're told to remember something, it's because you've already been told about it before. So he says, he's reminding them the Sabbath is a creation institution, and he says, remember to keep it. Let me know in the comments, do you believe anybody before Moses kept the Sabbath? And if you say don't believe that Adam or Abraham kept the Sabbath, show me the Bible verse where it specifically says they didn't know about the Sabbath.